Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host, and today's episode is on feminine rage and healing. And of course, happy Halloween, happy new moon in Scorpio. We are in an amazingly powerful time. And before we dive in, let me just tell you very quickly that I've been super excited about this date. I've been planning this video for this date because the old rage from lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of women being suppressed, bought, sold, shunned, shushed, abused, right? Of course, there is so much old rage within us. And let me just tell you quickly that your subconscious is a part of the soul's incarnation into each and every lifetime. So with each and every lifetime, we get a brand new body. Brand new brain, organs, body, it's all brand new with each and every lifetime, of course, with each and every incarnation. But the subconscious mind stays with the soul through each and every incarnation, through each and every lifetime. So this is why it's so important that we will be addressing the subconscious that holds all of the memory, all of the information through all of your incarnations. And so that's what this new moon on November 1st is about. And of course, Halloween is the time where the veil is the thinnest. So I've been very excited to talk about this rage that I am myself no stranger to. I was about 6 when my parents sent me into a camp for difficult children because I was raging so furious, like hard. So don't let the smile fool you. Of course, lots and lots and lots of healing and also lots of purging. So we'll be diving into all of this, and I'm sure you can tell I'm super fired up for this subject because it's so important, so important. Because with this new moon and Pluto finally moving into Aquarius on the 19th of November and Halloween and the intensity that's been building through this eclipse season, right? It's pushing us into the age of Aquarius, where we are now fully being anchored for the age of the goddess. We are now going to be fully anchored within the age of Aquarius, which is the time of the goddess. And what has to happen in order for us to embody our goddess? What has to happen in order for you to embody your goddess? Yeah, you got to purge. You got to purge all of the old crap out, which of course now is going to be facilitated by this Halloween into the next day, new moon in Scorpio experience, followed by Pluto moving into Aquarius on the 19th. And this new moon also holds the opposition from Pluto to Mars, which is super, super, super deep and intense. And yes, it's all about excavating the old pain, the old trauma, all of the old rage and anger that's been in there in that subconscious filing system. And so much information for me to share with you. I'm sure you can feel it. You're just like, oh my God, she's on fire. And I am. But before we dive in, that was a long introduction, by the way. Hello, my gorgeous goddess. I am so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining with your energy and your presence to this platform where we get to recommune in the sisterhood. Because with that suppression of the female, of the woman, and the feminine energy, of course, also came survival, right? Women were pushed into survival, into trying to, do what they had to. And so with that suppression came the fall of the sisterhood. Because in the beginning of time, when there was only goddess, we were so in honor of each other, supporting each other, sharing with each other, loving each other, and being there with each other and for each other in any way and all ways possible. But with this suppression and the control of the female, of the woman, right? Of course, then we as women fell out of the sisterhood and we became like men, right? We began to condition within our masculine energy, survival mechanism, protection mechanism, coping mechanism, defense mechanism, right? We became conditioned in our masculine energy. And that was the easiest way to keep us from our power, because our power and access to our goddess is through the feminine energy. Yes? And so along this process, it was really that, yes, with all of these coping and defense and protection mechanisms, we betrayed each other. The sisterhood suffered. Yes, we betrayed each other because we were not in our goddess anymore, because we were not in our feminine energy anymore, because we had lost that inner connection. And so it is most important for us to reclaim this inner connection, for us to reclaim our feminine energy as the source, as the portal to our light, to our goddess embodiment, to our connection with each other as us sisters. And yes, there is much pain and wounding and trauma in and around the sisterhood and the motherhood, right? And I have a very early episode in the beginning of Goddess Resurrection podcast that you might want to check out, where I go into that in a bit of an in-depth episode. But you all know this. You all know this, that yes, we haven't really had all great experiences with our sisters, whether it's blood sisters or soul sisters. And many of us haven't had great experiences with our mothers, right? And so that is just the top level of healing. That's just the surface level of healing that we've all been familiar with, I hope. But now let's dive deeper, right? Because with this new moon, and by the way, just because this video is coming out early doesn't mean that we're only targeting one day. No, it's going to be for days and weeks and months and years to come, this deep excavation, this deep purging of all of the rage that we've had to swallow, that we've had to push down because we didn't have a voice or any right or any way in which we were able to protect ourselves or speak up for ourselves or even help one another, right? Because it was survival of the fittest. living in ego, in fight, flight, freeze, and in the masculine conditioning for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So this old rage is not just rage, right? It's also fear. It's also very deep fear. It's deep jealousy. It's memory of jealousy. It's memory of betrayal. It's a memory of disconnect and mistrust, right? We have learned that we cannot trust each other. We have disconnected through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of the betrayal. So it's not just the rage that, of course, is coming out big time right now, big time. The rage toward the male, right? But it's also the sadness and the fear of betrayal and the lack of trust for our sisters that we've been having to suppress for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And maybe we've been the betrayer ourselves, right? Maybe we've been the one harming another sister through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. We've all done both. I've done both. We've all done both through the course of the lifetimes. We've been on each end of the scale and everything in between. So that means that we want to, hang on, I've got like a little hair here. That means that we want to really use this time to go as deep as possible, because that's what this new moon, this Halloween new moon into Pluto, moving into Aquarius, Pluto opposing Mars, that's what all of this is about. It's getting out as much as we possibly can in order to begin to reconnect into the sisterhood. It'll take a lot of healing. It'll take a lot of the purging. And the most important golden rule, as I've said to you many, 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 many times before, do not judge. Do not judge what's wanting to purge. Do not judge what's wanting to come out of you. If you are feeling rage, feel it. Remember, don't think into it. Don't speak from it. Don't think into it, making it about the present or somebody in the moment. It could have been triggered by somebody, yes. But it doesn't mean that that's all there is. And this is why you have to remember, don't think, because the thoughts block the purging. The thoughts block the way. It can't come up and out. On the contrary, the more that we think into it, the more we deepen the pain, the emotional energy back into our biology. And we're postponing our healing process and are forcing ourselves to actually, be placed into a situation where we blow up, right? Because our subconscious is always working with us and for us to bring in the situations that will help us purge. Because in order for us to be in our light and be in our sisterhood love and be in our goddess, we have to clear the way. We cannot keep the rage, the jealousy, the betrayal, the mistrust within our subconscious, within our soul's memory, and think that we can just make ourselves be goddess embodiment or light embodiment, right? It's always going to trip us up, because that what is within us that still wants to be healed is gonna bring forth the situations that will make us, force us to face it. And so what I was saying is, when you're feeling the rage, feel it, breathe and feel, breathe and feel. Don't think, don't speak, don't act, don't text. Just be with it. Don't try to understand it. Don't try to understand where it's coming from or why. Same with sadness, same with jealousy, same with fear of betrayal. Just yesterday, I was working with a client. She had so much old betrayal come up, right? Betrayal by the sisterhood, by other women, but also for her, yesterday's session was very much about her being left, abandoned by men for younger women. And so she's noticed that, and that's how it came up yesterday, because when she sees a younger woman that looks very similar to her, like, so if she were 20 years younger and she would stand next to that woman, they would look like twins or sisters. And so she's noticed that whenever she sees a beautiful young woman that looks similar to her, she's experiencing this deep fear, this unexplainable fear, this illogical fear of being left, of being abandoned just by looking at that person, right? Nothing to do with this person, doesn't even know this person. And so you have your unique wounding, your unique trauma. And so yesterday's session was also big on, the subject was big on sisterhood betrayal. You know, sisters being jealous and, you know, placing curses and you know, giving poison, so on and on and on. And all of this old energy, all of this old energy that's within our subconscious is coming out right now. And you will know for yourself, when you pay attention to yourself, when are the moments that you feel intimidated by another woman? When are the ways in which you feel fear or jealousy? Or are you comparing yourself? Are you competing with other women? Are you betraying another woman? Right? Are you in any way lying to another woman? These are all very important awarenesses to have at this time. Is there mistrust? Is there mistrust for women? Is there mistrust for men with other women in your awareness, in your reality? However it shows up for you, remember, we're all snowflakes, right? We've all had different experiences, so we cannot compare to each other, but it's all the same. Different story, but same way, same patterning. It shows up in the exact same way. Yes. And so that's why the more that you pay attention to yourself and notice how you get triggered and where you get triggered and how you get triggered, that's your information, your personal information for where you still need to go down, 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 deeply down into your subconscious. And so I strongly urge you to use this weekend. If you can't make enough time this weekend, don't worry, these energies will be there to support you over the course of the week. Next weekend, find somebody to help you. Feel free to reach out to me for sessions, right? You can go to my website, brittadubelts.com. If you feel that you need help, but I want to get into some tips and some guidance for you, what you can do on your own, how you can work with this unearthing of the deepest, oldest energies that are still within you, within your subconscious, within your soul memory from all of the lifetimes, right? So again, like I've said, pay attention to how you are getting triggered in the here and now. That's always a huge indicator for what's still down there, because whatever is showing up in the present moment right now is also a part of the memory of your soul, hands down. You don't need to know the details of the lifetimes. So don't let your ego trip you up with needing to know the details, needing to know the information. You don't need to know. Just let the emotions come. The more that you're allowing yourself to feel, the more all of these old emotional energies will just piggyback. They'll just piggyback. You don't need to know the details of the lifetimes. And whatever still needs to be addressed will come to the surface in one way or another. Trust your soul, trust your subconscious working with you to help you clear so that you can come back into your light, into your inner peace, into your divine feminine, into the connection with the sisterhood. Because the sisterhood is essential for goddess work. There is no goddess work without us being in the sisterhood yet again. And I do need to give it one caveat. And this, of course, means we're not here to just blindly trust any and all female just because she's a female. Why? Well, because, many are still caught up in their masculine energy. Many are still caught up in their wounding. Many are still caught up in their ego, right? Many are still very, very, very far from their feminine energy, light of goddess self. And so this is why it is still important to practice discernment, right? We have to get to know people. We have to, find that feeling, that sensory for where they are at, right? And how much to share and how close to be with them. So anybody that we're meeting new, we have to still use that discernment, right? Trust is earned, not given. And we're still too early in these healing stages to just be given away the trust. It's supposed to be on silent. Right? We're still so early in these healing stages. So you understand, right? See every sister as a goddess, but pay attention and notice if she's still disconnected. Pay attention if she's still lost. But every sister is a goddess. No matter how disconnected, no matter how lost, no matter how far from her goddess she is a goddess, even if lost and confused. Okay? Okay, good. Excellent. Now, let's go ahead and let's focus on what you can do and how to work with yourself through this weekend of the new moon of November 1st, and the weeks to come, of course. And so what we're going to want to work with is that your body holds all of the memory of everything that you still have to heal. Your body is equipped with all of the information of every lifetime where there's old energy that needs to be healed. So again, your body is your temple. And for you to really work with this temple, communicate with your temple, love your temple, give gratitude to your temple. Thank you so much for doing all of this amazing work for me. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for being here as this ascension vessel. And so, you want to kind of like breathe into the lower parts of your torso, right? Because that is the seat of the feminine energy. The belly is the feeling center. Breathing into the belly and just moving. You can dance, you can roll on a roller, you can just stretch it out. Breathing into the lower back, breathing into the hips, and just asking into yourself what is still here that is ready to be healed, that is ready to be transformed, that is ready to be transmuted. Let myself feel it, bring it up, beautiful vessel. Let's get into it. And as you are going deeper and deeper and deeper into yourself, listen and don't think and just breathe and feel and talk to your body. And then go ahead and visualize your uterus. If you've had a surgery and any of these organs aren't there anymore, it doesn't matter. Energetically, they're there. Go into the ovaries, go into the vagina, right? Move through the first chakra, move through the second chakra, and really just scan and examine and see where there's anything at all that is wanting and ready to speak to you, anything that's releasing, anything that you might be feeling. And then from here, as your body, of course, is the doorway into your subconscious mind, go deeper, and really echo into your soul, echo into your subconscious, your request for deep, deep, deep purging, for any and all of the old feminine suppression, for any and all of the old mistrust, betrayal, rage, anger, sadness, confusion, hopelessness, whatever it is, victimization, let it all come up and out. Ask for it to come up and out. Be so brave, be so courageous. If it helps, go take a bath. If it helps, walk on the earth barefoot. If you are brave, go jump into the ocean, even if it's cold. Some people do the cold plunges. Me, myself, I'm going to go to the hot springs tomorrow for the new moon. And of course, whatever works for you, work with it. Work with it. And most importantly, as you're feeling and as you're communicating and as you're hearing, and maybe you're getting visions, maybe you've got memories coming up, keep moving your body, keep breathing into it. Give yourself time to do this. And if you need to get your kids to bed first, then do it after, no matter how tired you are. Give yourself this respect. Give yourself this goddess work that is so essential to your light embodiment, to your goddess embodiment. Yes. And of course, from here, the thing that is most important to then continue this work with is forgiveness. You want to remember that this was all part of the journey. It was all part of the karma. It was all part of what had to happen because it did. And it brought you to the here and now. And so with each and every release, with each and every purging, with each and every memory, with each and every awareness, practice forgiveness. Practice forgiveness. Because this is the other part to this purging, to this excavation. because then you come into your light, right? It's all about your light. This is just you making room for more light. And then you always want to complete the session. You want to complete the clearing. You want to complete the purging. You want to complete however many times you move through it. You want to complete it with I am. I am the light. Forgiving this experience. I am the light. Forgiving myself, because you might come across yourself being the betrayer. You might come across yourself having betrayed yourself, having betrayed your body, having betrayed your sacredness, right? So again, no judgment, just intention for yourself to clear out to the deepest levels and layers of your soul, of your being, any and all of the old energies that aren't serving your light embodiment any longer, to be released. Set that intention every single time, and then you follow that up with I am the light, I am creator, I am source, I am goddess, incarnate, here to feel every old emotional energy, to assist it releasing. I am the light, creator, source, goddess, incarnate, to forgive myself and to be forgiven and to give forgiveness to any harm caused knowingly or unknowingly from myself or to myself, to any other being. And you are this light. And so you keep saying to yourself, I am this light. I am creator. I am source. I am goddess, however you feel comfortable naming it, right? You say to yourself that, yes, I am this light. I am source. I am creation, vibration. I am all that is here to purify, here to reclaim my true self, my true essence, my beautiful divine self through all lifetimes and through this lifetime. I am light, and I am here to be the expression of joy. I am light, and I am here to be the expression of grace. I am light, and I am here to be the expression of power. And just as I'm saying power, one more piece of information just came in, which means, this new moon in Scorpio and Pluto opposing Mars, and us excavating all of the old pain. Pay attention to power, the power paradigm. How and where and when are you still giving away your power? How and when and where are you still trying to take power? Where and when and how and where are you still to this day trying to overpower? Right? So there's also a lot in and around power, the whole concept of power. And that is, of course, very separate from your true power, because I am light is I am power. You are light. You are power. But these old ways of giving power away or trying to have power over, right? Somebody or something. That is the old paradigm as well. That is the old energy that has to come out as well. That's a part of this excavation. It's a part of this release. And this also has deep, 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 deep roots within our subconscious, within our soul's journeys of each and every incarnation, because it was always about power. The old paradigm was all about ego power. It was all about survival of the fittest, right? If you were a queen, you were never safe because, somebody was going to just murder you in your sleep because they wanted to be queen. If you had, a good husband, then you could never sleep because you just didn't know who was going to come and take him away and murder you in your sleep, right? So that was kind of like, right, the concept of power and it being ego manifestations was a part of the karmic play and a part of the power structure, the top-down ego power structure that we're also, of course, now excavating. All of that is being excavated, and it could have been as simple as, having a lifetime where you were of higher status because you were born into a family with means or land or title, right? And so back then, through most of the lifetimes, you weren't allowed to marry outside of your class. And you were taught to look down to those who were of a lesser class. So that was, of course, also misuse of power, right? And so pay attention to that as well, that was all part of the old paradigm that's also coming out, that's also purging out. But do not mistake it for who you really are, for your true power. That you as light, you as source, you as divinity, you as goddess are power. And you are more powerful than your brain could ever imagine. And so that is, of course, then that beautiful replacement of I am light power. And as light power, you are humble and regal. Because you are divinity, but you also know you're no better or no less. That's ego. That's done. Right? So the new way of truly being in your power is you being in your light, is you being in your goddess. And that, of course, is the ultimate self-worth. I am light. I am worth. And as that worth, you set boundaries. As that worth, you claim your power. You own it. But again, it never means you're better or less than anybody or anything. You just own where you're at. And that is you being in your center, in your breath, in your grounding, in your openness to yourself, in the receiving to your guidance and beautiful light flow. On your beautiful journey of this ascension experience. Yay. Okay, my gorgeous sister. Feel free to ask questions, leave questions in the comment section below. And of course, I will respond to all of them. And from here, as always, I am just so happy and grateful for you and your energy and your presence here on this channel, on this platform. And please do like, share, and subscribe. So the sisterhood will be reunited and healed. Because We're not separate from each other. Remember, we are the oneness. And the more that we are, I am the light, it's also, I am the oneness. We are all one. That's why you must see every sister as a goddess, no matter how disconnected or confused she may still be. Don't judge. No more judging. Just see where they're at, where everybody's at. But you stay in the I am light, I am grace, and I am boundaries, and I'm ownership of my worth. And you now get to live that and be the full expression and learn to be the full expression of your glorious, glorious divinity. Mwah! From here, love and light blessings to you and yours. Ciao.